The blessing you never expected is about to arrive. It will come softly, almost unnoticed at first, and then it will flood your life with such certainty that you will wonder why you ever doubted. Life is always responding to the state you live in, not to the struggles you carry. When you shift your inner posture, when you quietly assume that you are already favored, already chosen, already provided for, the unseen begins to move in your favor. Do not look at the outer world as if it holds the power. The outer is only a mirror, reflecting back the inner assumptions you have entertained. The true source of your blessing is invisible, moving beyond logic, beyond reason, beyond what your senses can measure. You may not see it yet, but it is already shaping itself in silence, preparing to meet you. The most astonishing gifts are rarely the ones you expected. They arrive through channels you never could have designed with your limited mind. A stranger's word, a chance encounter, a door that seemed locked suddenly swings open. This is not chance. It is the natural outworking of the state you have dared to embody. When you stop worrying about when and how, you remove the chains that hold your blessing back. Faith is not struggle. It is not begging, pleading, or pushing against the current. Faith is rest. It is standing still in the quiet, knowing that what belongs to you cannot miss you. What you assume within, the world without is compelled to echo. So live as though the blessing is already yours. Feel the relief now. Let the gratitude rise before the gift appears in your hands. In that inner celebration, you have already received it. And because inner reality is the seed of outer expression, the world must bring it to you. The blessing you never expected is not far away. It is already here, waiting for your recognition. Do not limit how it arrives, only rest in the joy that it will. In due time, you will stand in awe at how perfectly it unfolded, and you will know it was always yours. Expectation is not required. Many believe that blessings come only when they wait, anticipate, or hold on tightly to a picture of how life must unfold. But life does not move by your logic, nor does it bend to the timelines of your anxious expectation. Blessings are not born from the effort of your outer striving. They are summoned by the quiet authority of your inner state. What you carry within, what you assume to be true, becomes the magnet that pulls unseen currents into visible form. You may sit and say, I expect this good thing to happen, but that very expectation often carries with it the hidden weight of doubt. To expect is to lean forward, to wait, to look at the horizon, wondering when it will come. But when you lean into expectation, you reveal that you do not yet believe it is yours. You treat it as distant, as something apart from you, and in doing so, you delay it. Life does not answer the words you speak with your lips. It answers the state you embody in silence. A true blessing comes not because you expected it, but because you already lived in the reality where it was normal. To the one who embodies wealth within, the outer world arranges itself to reflect prosperity. To the one who carries love in their inner state, companionship and harmony flow naturally into their life. To the one who quietly assumes favor, opportunities appear without warning. These things do not come because of expectation. They come because of embodiment. There is a great difference between waiting for something and resting in the knowing that it is already yours. Expectation waits and watches, but inner knowing simply lives. It does not glance at the clock. It does not ask when or how. It walks through the day in quiet satisfaction, aware that what is real within must eventually appear without. And it is in this stillness, this ease, that blessings often come most unexpectedly, as if by surprise. Think of the times in your life when something good happened without warning. Perhaps an opportunity arose, a person entered your world, or a situation resolved itself in ways you never could have planned. Those moments were not the fruit of your constant expectation. They were the outpicturing of a deeper state you held within, even unconsciously. You were aligned with it, and life had no choice but to deliver. Expectation can tire you. It can turn the blessing into a distant prize, always around the corner, never here now. But when you step out of expectation and into assumption, the game changes. You stop waiting and you start living. You stop stretching your eyes toward tomorrow, and you begin to feel the joy of the answered prayer already present. And it is that joy, that relief, that resting in already, which makes the invisible visible. So release the idea that you must expect, wait, or strain for your blessings. They are not tied to your effort or your watchful gaze. They flow naturally from who you are within. When you dare to live as though it is already done, you call forth blessings that exceed your expectation, for expectation is not required, assumption is enough. And in assumption, the blessing arrives with perfect timing, often when you least expect it, yet always when you are most aligned. The invisible source is the origin of every blessing you have ever received and every blessing that is on its way to you now. What is unseen holds more power than what your eyes can measure. The physical world is only a shadow, a reflection of something deeper, something beyond the senses, the currents that move life forward, the forces that shape events, and the subtle arrangements that bring people and opportunities together all begin in the realm you cannot touch. If you anchor yourself only in what you can see, you live in limitation. But when you dare to trust the unseen, you align yourself with the power that is limitless. Look around at the visible world. Every building, every invention, every relationship, every achievement you admire first existed in the unseen. It began as an idea, a vision, a silent assumption in the mind. What you now call real was once invisible. And so it is with the blessing that is forming for you right now. You may not see it yet. You may not know the channel it will flow through, but it is moving toward you in silence. Like the roots of a tree hidden beneath the soil, unseen growth is preparing to break through into visible expression. The mistake many make is to doubt the unseen because it feels intangible. They look for outer signs, for proof, for evidence, and when they cannot find it, they assume nothing is happening. But the unseen does not bow to impatience. It moves in its own rhythm, weaving connections, softening hearts, and opening doors behind the curtain of life. What seems like a delay is often preparation. The invisible current is arranging details you cannot yet imagine, ensuring that when the blessing arrives, it will be perfect and undeniable. To trust the unseen is to walk with confidence when the path looks empty. It is to rest in the assurance that life is always working behind the scenes in your favor. You may not know how, but the how is not your concern. Your only task is to remain faithful to the inner knowing that the unseen source is real and it never fails. If you look only at the visible, you may despair. But if you hold fast to the invisible, you stand firm in peace. Consider how the air itself is unseen, yet it gives you life with every breath. You do not question whether it will be there when you inhale. You trust it without thought. In the same way, the unseen source that governs life provides for you without fail. You cannot see the mechanism, but you can rest in the effect. The unseen is not weak. It is the wellspring of all strength. Your blessing is already set in motion, though your eyes may not confirm it yet. Learn to value the invisible as greater than the visible, for it is the cause, while the visible is only the effect. Trust that unseen current. It is arranging, aligning, and preparing to reveal what belongs to you. Soon what was hidden will stand before you in undeniable form, and you will know that the unseen was always more powerful than the seen. A shift in assumption is the most powerful change you can ever make, for it determines the entire course of your life. Life does not conform to effort alone, nor does it bend to the endless worries of the mind. It mirrors the assumptions you quietly hold within yourself. What you assume to be true, whether good or bad, is the seed that grows into your outer experience. To assume is not merely to wish, nor is it to hope with doubt. Assumption is acceptance. It is living inwardly as though what you desire is already accomplished, as though the outcome is already sealed in your favor. Most people live in the shadow of fear and doubt, assuming without realizing it that life is against them. They wake expecting struggle, assuming lack, preparing for disappointment. And because the law of life is to reflect the inner state, these assumptions take form. They see hardship not because it was destined, but because it was assumed. The mind quietly whispers, things never work out, and the world echoes back, yes, that is true. The outer is only an obedient servant to the inner command. But what happens when you shift your assumption? When you rise in the morning and say, not with lips, but with inner knowing, life is for me, doors are opening, blessings are mine already. Without struggle, without force, without even announcing it aloud, the law is set in motion. Life cannot resist the inner decree. Circumstances, people, and opportunities rearrange themselves in harmony with your new state of being. This shift does not require public effort. It happens in the privacy of your imagination, in the stillness of your thoughts before sleep, in the quiet moments when you choose to feel the end already fulfilled. In those small moments, the inner law is written, and once written, it must be expressed. You may not see the change at once, but like a seed planted beneath the soil, the new assumption begins its silent work. Soon the evidence appears, and the world seems to shift in your favor. The beauty of this law is that it does not require proof before belief. In fact, proof follows belief. If you wait for the world to show you change before you assume it, you will wait endlessly. But when you dare to assume without evidence, you compel evidence to appear. It cannot be otherwise. The outer is powerless except to mirror the inner state you embody. So shift gently. Assume that life loves you, that it conspires for your good, that blessings are prepared and on their way. Do not force the thought. Simply rest in it as if it were the most natural thing in the world. For what you accept as normal within must soon appear as normal without. Your life is not bound by yesterday's assumptions. In this very moment, you hold the power to shift, to enter a new state, to live as though the blessing is already complete. And when you do, life has no choice but to align. The outer world is clay in the hands of your inner law. And when you shape your assumption, you shape your destiny. Surprise manifestations are the sweetest proof that life responds to your inner state in ways far beyond your logical understanding. The greatest blessings rarely come through the doors you are watching. Instead, they appear from unexpected directions, woven into the fabric of life so perfectly that when they arrive, you realize they could not have come any other way. What your rational mind struggles to calculate, the unseen intelligence arranges with effortless precision. The surprise is not that it came, but that it came in a form you never could have scripted. The human mind loves prediction. It wants to know how, when, and through whom the blessing will arrive. It creates narrow channels, deciding that it must come from this person, this job, this path, and yet the moment you limit the how, you close yourself off from the infinite channels available to you. The unseen is never confined to your reasoning. It delights in moving through unlikely avenues, making use of what you would call coincidence or chance. But nothing is chance. Every so-called coincidence is simply the outworking of your inner state. Think back on the moments in your life when something remarkable occurred. A door opened when you least expected it, a connection appeared that seemed random, or a long-standing problem dissolved in a way you never imagined. At the time, you may have called it luck or fate, but in truth, it was your inner assumption clothed in form. You had aligned yourself inwardly with the feeling of being provided for, and life expressed that alignment in the outer world. The surprise was not random, it was precise. This is why you must learn to let go of the need to control the details. Your role is not to manage the process, but to assume the end. You need not dictate the channel through which your blessing arrives. Simply dwell in the state of already having it, and then rest. In that rest, the unseen begins to move in ways you cannot anticipate. The blessing may come through a conversation overheard, an encounter on the street, or a sudden shift in circumstances that turns what seemed like a loss into a greater gain. Surprise manifestations reveal the generosity of life. They show you that the unseen is not bound by your imagination but exceeds it. What you consider impossible is often the very path chosen, because impossibility to the mind is no obstacle to the unseen. The blessing that finds you will not only align with your desire, but often surpass it, proving that the inner law works with a wisdom far deeper than human logic. So do not concern yourself with trying to predict or control the outcome. Leave the how and the when in the hands of the invisible. Your task is to remain faithful to the inner state, to feel yourself already blessed, already whole, already provided for. From that quiet confidence, manifestations will come, sometimes slowly, sometimes suddenly, but always in a form that fits perfectly. And when they arrive, you will smile in awe at the mystery of it all, realizing that the blessing was always yours, though it chose to surprise you on its way into form. Faith without struggle is the quiet assurance that life delivers what is yours without the need for constant effort, worry, or control. Too often we believe that by holding tightly, by forcing circumstances, or by endlessly trying to manipulate outcomes, we can bring blessings into being. But this clinging and forcing is rooted in fear, not faith. True faith is rest. It is the calm certainty that what belongs to you cannot pass you by. And paradoxically, the moment you stop straining, what you desire finds the fastest route into your life. The struggle comes from believing you must do everything yourself, that you are the sole architect of every detail. You worry about the how and the when, as if by micromanaging the process you can guarantee the result. But life does not answer to force, it answers to alignment. When your inner state accepts the outcome as already accomplished, outer events arrange themselves naturally, without strain. The how reveals itself, and the when is perfect. Yet neither were controlled by your restless hands. Think of a seed planted in the soil. You do not dig it up each day to check if it is growing. You do not shout at the earth demanding that it sprout on your timetable. You trust the process. You water it, you allow the sun to reach it, and then you leave it to grow in its own time. So it is with the desires of your heart. Once you have planted them in the unseen through assumption, your role is not to force, but to trust. The soil of life is fertile. It knows how to bring the seed to fruition. Faith without struggle means letting go of timelines. The anxious mind wants things immediately and despairs when they do not appear on schedule, but the unseen does not bend to impatience. What you call delay is often preparation. It is the aligning of details, the weaving together of people and circumstances so that when the blessing arrives, it comes in a way that is perfect, complete, and undeniable. The struggle is to interfere with this unseen arrangement. To rest is to allow it to unfold in divine order. This kind of faith is not passive. It does not mean doing nothing. It means acting from the place of inner certainty rather than desperation. It means speaking, walking, and choosing as one who already has the answer, not as one still begging for it. When you move in that spirit, your actions are powerful because they are aligned with the end result. And because the end is already assumed within, the outer world must eventually echo it. Release the need to control. Let go of the endless planning and the restless waiting. You do not need to know the mechanics, only the outcome. The blessing is yours, and what is yours is secure. When you stop pushing, you discover that the flow of life carries you forward more swiftly than your struggling ever could. Faith without struggle is the master key. It is the still heart that allows the invisible to reveal itself. And when you practice it, blessings arrive, not with strain, but with ease, often faster and greater than you dare to imagine. Living in the end is the art of placing yourself mentally and emotionally in the position of already being blessed, already having received what you once longed for. It is not pretending, nor is it wishful thinking. It is a deep shift of consciousness, a decision to dwell in the reality of fulfillment before the evidence appears. By doing so, you open the door for life to mirror that state back to you, often through gifts and manifestations that arrive in the most unexpected ways. When you live in the end, you no longer treat your desire as something distant or uncertain. You stop waiting for proof and instead carry the inner assurance that it is already so. This changes everything: your mood, your posture, your words, and even the way people respond to you. The outer world begins to reflect your inner conviction, not because you forced it to, but because you aligned yourself with the result instead of the lack. Most people live in the state of waiting. They say, one day I will be happy, one day I will be free, one day the blessing will come. But the very act of waiting pushes the blessing further away, because waiting assumes absence. To wait is to live in the end of not having, and so life responds faithfully to that assumption. But when you choose instead to live in the end of already having, the world cannot resist. It must deliver the reflection of your new state. This is why living in the end is so powerful. It removes the gap between you and your desire. You no longer reach for it, you no longer beg for it, you rest in it. You breathe as the person who already has it. You give thanks not as a plea, but as a recognition of what is already yours. And in that recognition, the invisible current moves swiftly to clothe your inner reality in outer form. It is important to understand that living in the end does not mean ignoring the present, nor does it mean denying what your senses report. It means giving more authority to the feeling of fulfillment within than to appearances without. Appearances are temporary, but inner states are creative. What you persist in feeling will harden into fact. Therefore, to feel the end already fulfilled is to set the law in motion. The outer must conform. Think of the actor who plays a role. They inhabit the character fully, speaking, walking, and moving as though they are that person. Though the audience knows it is a role, the performance is so convincing that the character seems alive. In the same way, when you inhabit the role of your fulfilled self, calm, grateful, at peace, you convince life itself. And unlike the stage, this performance becomes reality, because the unseen law takes your assumption as fact and arranges the world to match it. Living in the end is the doorway to unexpected blessings. You may not know how they will come, but you know they must. You may not see the exact channel, but you rest in the joy of already having. And from that rest, Gifts will arrive, sudden opportunities, favorable encounters, solutions that appear as if by miracle. They are not miracles at all, but the natural result of your chosen state. When you live in the end, you live in the assurance of answered prayers, and life itself delights in proving you right. The truth is simple. Your blessing is not waiting on effort, struggle, or chance. It is waiting on you. When you stop leaning on logic and expectation, when you trust the invisible source, when you shift your assumptions, life responds in ways that astonish. The greatest manifestations are often the ones you never could have planned, yet they arrive with precision, proving that faith without struggle is enough. By living in the end, dwelling in the feeling of already being blessed, you step into the flow of life where every gift is already secured for you. The blessing you never expected is not far away. It is already moving toward you, drawn by the state you embody right now. Trust it, rest in it, and watch how effortlessly it appears. Thank you for listening, and may you step into the joy of knowing that your blessing is already here. If this message has found its way to you today, it is not an accident. There is a precise intelligence that governs the arrival of every word, every sign, every reminder. You were meant to hear this now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, because you are standing at a threshold. Life has a way of delivering exactly what you need in the very moment you are ready to receive it. The desire you have been holding is not a mistake. It was planted within you as a seed, divinely timed, perfectly nurtured, and unseen until it begins to push through into your world. You may think nothing is happening, but in the unseen realm, everything is moving into place. Just as the seasons never rush and the sun never rises before its hour, your desire will not arrive a moment too soon or a moment too late. Stop doubting the path just because you cannot see the next step. Trust the unfolding. Trust the pauses. Trust the waiting. They are not delays, they are preparation. The moment you surrender the struggle and lean into trust, life's current carries you where you need to be. And when it happens, it will happen effortlessly, so perfectly that you will look back and realize it could not have been any other way. So hear me now. If these words have reached you today, it is because your moment is approaching. Hold your faith. Keep your vision alive and trust the timing, for it is flawless. Nothing that enters your life is without meaning. Every word you hear, every person you meet, every event that crosses your path is responding to something within you. It may appear to be coincidence, but in truth it is alignment. The circumstances of your life are not separate from your inner state. They are the reflection of it. The world you see is nothing more than the echo of the thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions you hold about yourself and life. When you understand this, you begin to see how life is speaking to you constantly. That message you stumbled upon at the exact moment you needed encouragement, that was not chance. The conversation you overheard that sparked an idea, that was not luck. Even the challenges, the delays, the rejections, each arrived because somewhere in your consciousness, an idea, a belief, or an assumption summoned them. They are mirrors, reflecting your inner world back to you so you may see it more clearly. Your state of consciousness is the sum of everything you habitually think, feel, and expect. It is the quiet vibration you carry, whether in confidence or in doubt, in joy or in fear. Life does not respond to what you wish for occasionally. It responds to what you believe continually. If you live in the state of expecting good things, you will find that coincidences seem to favor you. The right people appear, opportunities present themselves, and solutions arrive without force. This is not because the universe suddenly decided to bless you. It is because you shifted the state from which you operate, and the outer world had no choice but to follow. Likewise, if you carry a state of worry or lack, you will see reflections of those feelings in your experience. This is not punishment, it is precision. Life simply delivers to you the things that match your inner atmosphere. If a certain pattern keeps repeating, a type of relationship, a financial struggle, an emotional cycle, it is an invitation to look within and see what belief is keeping it alive. The beauty of this truth is that you are never powerless. If your state of consciousness summons the events of your life, then by shifting your inner state, you shift the very fabric of your reality. This is why self-awareness is the greatest key you possess. Instead of blaming luck or fate, you can take responsibility for your inner world. You can choose the thoughts you dwell upon. You can nurture feelings of abundance, love, and success even before you see them in the physical world. When you do this, life responds. The right message appears at the right time. The meeting you accidentally attend changes the course of your future. The opportunity you weren't even looking for lands in your hands. It will all seem random to others, but you will know the truth. You summoned it. You set the stage within, and the world simply played its part. Nothing is random. Everything is your reflection. Life has a rhythm that does not bend to impatience or rush to meet your demands. It moves with an intelligence so precise that if you could see the full picture, you would understand why everything has happened exactly as it has. The unfolding of events in your life is never early and never late. It arrives at the moment when you are ready, truly ready, to hold, handle, and sustain what you have been asking for. Many people believe their desires are being delayed, withheld, or ignored. They measure time in days, months, and years, forgetting that what they seek is not bound to a clock. It is bound to their readiness. Readiness is not about wanting something. It is about being in the state where it can live and thrive in your world. You may long for abundance, but if you carry beliefs of unworthiness, the door is still closed. You may crave love, but if you fear vulnerability, the moment has not yet arrived. Life waits not for the day you want something. It waits for the day you are aligned with it in thought, feeling, and identity. This precision is not punishment, it is protection. If something came before you were prepared, it might overwhelm you, slip through your fingers, or even harm you. The same way a seed must stay in the soil until its roots are strong enough to face the sun, your desires stay in the unseen until your inner foundation is ready to support them. When that moment comes, the arrival feels effortless. You will not need to force it or chase it. It will meet you as naturally as sunrise meets the morning. Sometimes this timing unfolds through what you perceive as delays or detours. You may think a door has closed, only to realize later it was guiding you to something better. You may face a season of stillness, not realizing it is the preparation ground for rapid transformation. These moments test your trust, for the mind wants to see progress, while the soul knows that the unseen is where the most important work is done. Divine precision also means that no effort is wasted, no moment is meaningless. Every experience, especially the ones you would not choose, shapes you into the person capable of holding what you desire. The heartbreak teaches you self-worth before love arrives. The struggle builds your resilience before success manifests. The silence strengthens your faith before the breakthrough comes. When you understand this, you stop begging life to move faster. You begin to walk in trust, knowing that the same intelligence that spins the planets and turns the seasons is arraigning your life with flawless order. And when the moment arrives, when the alignment is perfect, you will see that it was never about waiting at all. It was always about becoming. For life does not move according to your clock. It moves according to your readiness, and its precision is absolute. Every desire you hold within you is not a random wish. It is a seed. The moment you imagine it, feel it, and give it life in your mind, it is planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. From that instant, a process begins. It does not need constant digging up to see if it's growing. It needs faith, nurturing, and the patience to let it take root in the unseen. The trouble is, we live in a world obsessed with speed. If we don't see results immediately, we assume nothing is happening. But the truth is, the most important part of any growth happens in silence and darkness, far from the eyes of the world. When a seed is in the ground, you cannot see its roots forming, yet that invisible work is the very thing that will one day allow it to break through the surface and stand tall. In the same way, your desire is working its way into physical reality long before you see the first sign of it. Your imagination is the greenhouse where this seed begins. When you dwell in the feeling of your desire already fulfilled, you water it. When you speak of it as though it is on its way, you give it light. When you persist in the vision despite appearances, you protect it from the weeds of doubt and fear. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you nurture, is either feeding the seed or starving it. Just as in nature, each seed has its own season to bloom. An oak tree does not sprout overnight, and a rose does not blossom in winter. If you try to rush the process, you may destroy what could have been something beautiful and lasting. The seed knows when it is ready to emerge. Your role is not to control the timing, but to remain faithful to the reality you have imagined. Sometimes you will feel like nothing is changing. You may even face situations that seem to contradict your desire. But these moments are not signs of failure, they are part of the cultivation. The soil must be broken for roots to spread, just as you may need to shed old beliefs, habits, and fears to make room for what you've asked for. Trust that these inner shifts are aligning you with the exact conditions needed for manifestation. And when the moment is right, when your inner and outer worlds are aligned, the seed will break through into reality. It may appear as a sudden opportunity, a chance meeting, or a door opening that you didn't even know existed, but you will understand that it is not sudden at all. It has been growing all along, nurtured by your vision and sustained by your faith. So hold the image. Keep the feeling alive. Do not worry about when or how. Your desire is a seed, and the same power that grows forests and blooms flowers is working silently within you, preparing for the perfect moment to bring it into full view. Just because your eyes cannot detect change does not mean life is standing still. The most profound transformations often occur in silence, hidden from view, unfolding in ways you could not possibly measure with the senses. This is the invisible process, the quiet orchestration of events, people, and circumstances aligning themselves to fulfill what you have set in motion. When you plant a seed in the ground, there is no visible sign of progress in the first days or even weeks. Yet beneath the soil, roots are forming, cells are multiplying, and a foundation is being built that will one day support the full growth of the plant. If you were to dig it up too soon, you would interrupt the very process that guarantees its survival. The same principle applies to your desires, your goals, and your prayers. The fact that you cannot yet see them does not mean they are not moving toward you. Life operates in dimensions beyond physical sight. There are conversations being had about you that you are not aware of. There are people you have not met yet who are already being positioned to help you. There are doors being unlocked in places you cannot see. The invisible process is not just preparation, it is creation itself, happening in a realm beyond the reach of your impatience. The challenge is that the human mind equates visible action with progress and stillness with stagnation. This is why so many people give up before their desire manifests. They look at the lack of evidence and assume nothing is happening, when in truth, everything is happening. The current of life is moving beneath the surface, even in moments of complete silence. This is why trust is essential. You do not need to witness every step of the journey for it to be real. The forces at work on your behalf do not require your constant supervision, they require your belief. If you stay anchored in the state of having already received what you seek, you allow the process to complete itself without interference. Sometimes the invisible process will take you through moments that feel like nothing but loss or confusion. But even then, the pieces are moving. The relationship that ends may clear space for the right one. The job you lose may push you toward the opportunity you were meant for. The delay you face may save you from a path that was never yours to walk. What seems like a standstill may be the most significant progress of all. In time, the invisible becomes visible. The door opens, the opportunity arrives, the change happens, and people will say it came out of nowhere. But you will know the truth. It came from everywhere. From every unseen detail, life was arranging in perfect timing. The invisible process was never empty space. It was the very womb in which your desire was growing. And when it finally appears, you will understand that it was working all along. Struggle is the habit of believing that everything must be forced into existence, that without constant pushing, nothing will happen. Trust is the opposite. It is the quiet knowing that what is meant for you will arrive without strain, without exhausting yourself trying to manipulate every detail. The more you lean into trust, the more life seems to open its hands and place in them exactly what belongs to you. When you operate from struggle, you are affirming that what you want is far away, that it must be chased, fought for, and wrestled into reality. In that state, every action is fueled by anxiety and doubt. You may make progress, but it will feel heavy, and the results will be unstable, slipping away as quickly as they came. Struggle feeds the belief in lack. It is the effort of someone trying to pull water from a dry well. Trust, on the other hand, begins with the assumption that what you seek is already on its way. It is not passive, it is aligned. You still take action, but the action flows naturally from your belief, not from panic. When you trust, you no longer act out of desperation, you act out of inspiration. You stop overthinking, overworking, and overcomplicating the process. You understand that your role is not to force the river to flow, but to place yourself in its current. This is not to say you will never work hard. There is effort involved in anything worthwhile. But trust transforms effort into joy. You no longer fight against the process. You move with it. You make decisions from clarity instead of fear. You respond to opportunities instead of trying to pry them open. And because you are aligned internally, life mirrors that alignment externally, bringing you the right people, ideas, and circumstances with ease. There is a reason why breakthroughs often come after surrender. When you finally release your grip, when you stop trying to control the outcome, you create space for life to deliver what you've been asking for. Struggle clogs the flow. Trust opens it. The mind may resist this truth because it has been conditioned to believe that constant effort is the only path to success. Yet countless moments in life prove the opposite, where the right thing arrives without you forcing it, where timing aligns so perfectly you could never have planned it yourself. Trust is not a lack of action. It is a lack of resistance. It is the decision to believe in the unseen, to walk in the feeling of having what you desire even before it appears. And when you live in that state, you draw to yourself what is yours with far less effort than you ever imagined. So release the tension in your heart. Stop wrestling with the timing. Believe that what belongs to you cannot pass you by. The more you trust, the more you discover that life has been ready to give all along. It was only waiting for you to stop fighting and start receiving. The moment you encounter words that stir something deep within you, it is not by accident. Life has a way of speaking to you through messages, signs, and whispers that appear exactly when you need them. The fact that you are hearing these words right now is not random. It is a signal. It means the path you've been walking, the thoughts you've been holding, and the desires you've been nurturing are converging toward a moment of realization. Your manifestation is not somewhere in the distant future, it is drawing near. Signs are not simply coincidences, they are evidence of alignment. When your inner state shifts toward the reality you desire, you begin to notice confirmations in your outer world. They may appear as repeated numbers, recurring words, unexpected encouragement, or an uncanny feeling that something is about to happen. These are not empty symbols, they are reflections of the vibration you are carrying. They show that the invisible is becoming visible, that your desire is beginning to take form. You have likely been waiting, wondering, even doubting whether what you've been asking for will ever arrive. But consider this, a sign only appears when something is in motion. If nothing were moving, there would be nothing to point toward. The reason you are encountering this message is because the process is active. Pieces are shifting, people are being positioned, and circumstances are aligning in ways you cannot yet see. Often, the closer you are to receiving, the more the signs intensify. It's as if life is whispering, "Keep going, you're almost there." The mind may still try to measure by appearances, saying, "But I don't see anything yet." That's because manifestation ripens in the unseen before it blossoms in the seen. The seed grows roots before it grows leaves. The foundations are laid before the structure rises. And this moment, this exact point in time, has been chosen for you to be reminded of that truth. The beauty of recognizing a sign is that it strengthens your faith. It shifts you from wondering if it will happen to knowing it is already on its way. That shift in belief is not just comforting, it accelerates the process. When you hold the feeling of your desire as already done, you become magnetic to it. The very energy that drew this message into your experience is the same energy that will draw the full manifestation. So pause for a moment and really absorb where you are right now. Out of all the moments in your life, you are here, hearing these words and feeling that subtle pull inside. That is not chance, it is evidence. Your desire is nearer than you think, and soon what you once longed for will no longer be a hope or a vision, it will be your reality. This moment is a sign, and if you can see it, you can trust it. Your manifestation is already on its way to meet you. Life speaks to you with perfect timing. Every desire you've held, every sign you've received, and every moment of stillness has been part of a flawless process moving you toward your manifestation. Nothing is random, every step has meaning, and your readiness aligns with divine precision. What you seek is not far, it has been growing quietly, waiting for the right moment to appear. Trust the unseen, release the struggle, and hold your vision with faith. The very fact that this message has reached you today is proof you are closer than you think. Where to say thanks. Thank you for giving your time and energy to listen today. May these words remind you that your dreams are alive and your timing is perfect. Stay in trust, stay in faith, and let life deliver what is already yours. You are not meant to run after the things you desire, for when you run, you announce that they are far away, that you do not possess them, and the world obediently agrees. You must step into the stillness where all things are already yours. In that stillness, you will discover that what you sought was never outside of you. It was waiting in the quiet of your own imagination. Do not be fooled by appearances. The absence of your desire in the physical world is not proof it is absent. It exists the moment you accept it inwardly. The more you chase, the more you push it away. For you confess without words, "It is not here yet." Change this confession. Walk as one who already owns what they once desired. Speak as though it is done. Feel the reality of it in your bones. When you rise in the morning, carry the satisfaction of a dream fulfilled. When you rest at night, let your heart whisper, "It is mine." The universe does not respond to the noise of desperation, but to the quiet certainty of faith. What you desire will not come because you chase. It will come because you have already received it within. Stop running, stand still in your knowing. The moment you truly believe, it will find you. And when it arrives, it will feel less like a surprise and more like a homecoming. When you move through life with a sense of desperation, you unknowingly push away the very thing you are trying so hard to grasp. Desperation is not simply wanting something. It is the loud proclamation that you do not yet have it. And even worse, that you may never have it unless you fight, force, and chase. It's an energetic signal, a vibration that announces to life itself, "I am incomplete, I am lacking, I am without." And life, being the perfect mirror that it is, reflects that declaration back to you in experiences, circumstances, and delays that match your inner state. When you chase, you affirm the distance between you and your desire. You are saying, with every action and every thought, that it is over there and you are over here. You confirm separation. And so the very act of pursuing becomes a barrier, because it keeps you in the state of yearning rather than receiving. This is why you can work harder, push more, and yet still feel like you are running in place. Your energy is one of need, not of possession. Desperation also creates tension in the mind and body. It is the restlessness that won't let you sleep, the anxiety that plays what if in your thoughts, and the fear that whispers it might never come. This state blinds you to opportunities, blinds you to intuition, and blinds you to the subtle nudges that could guide you effortlessly toward your desire. Instead, you exhaust yourself in frantic activity, mistaking motion for progress. You believe that by doing more, you will speed things up, but often, the more you push, the slower it seems to arrive. True manifestation begins in stillness, not struggle. The moment you declare something yours inwardly, without needing to see proof in the outer world, you shift into alignment with it. When you live from the inner knowing that it already belongs to you, you naturally drop the need to chase. You no longer move from lack, you move from fulfillment. And this shift is powerful because life responds not to your words, but to your state of being. Imagine someone who already possesses the thing you are after. They are not desperate for it, nor do they spend their days wondering if it will come. They carry themselves with ease. Their energy is calm, certain, magnetic. That is the state you must embody now. Not when it comes, but before it comes. This is the paradox. By acting and feeling as though you already have it, you remove the invisible wall that desperation builds. It is not about giving up your goals or abandoning effort. It is about transforming your inner posture. Instead of chasing, you allow. Instead of gripping tightly, you open your hands. You trust that what you have claimed within must appear without. This trust is not passive, it is alive, confident, and expectant. When you stop announcing your lack through desperation, life stops reflecting lack back to you. And in that space of calm expectation, your desire moves toward you, not because you chased it, but because you became the version of yourself who already lives with it. In that moment, the delay dissolves, and what you once trained for begins to arrive with an ease that feels almost effortless. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the presence of complete alignment. It is the quiet center where your desire is no longer something you reach for, but something you rest in. This stillness is not passive or lazy. It is a deep state of trust, a silent knowing that what you have imagined is already taking shape. In this space, you no longer feel the urge to force things into existence because you understand that creation is an inner act before it is an outer one. True manifestation happens when you stop trying to wrestle life into giving you what you want. Frantic action is often a disguise for fear, a way of saying, if I don't do everything, it won't happen. This kind of energy scatters your focus and drains your strength. You may be busy, but you are not aligned. You may be moving, but you are not moving toward the fulfillment of your desire. You are often running in circles around it. Stillness, on the other hand, allows you to become a perfect vessel for what you want. It is in the quiet moments, when you are not distracted by the noise of doubt, that you can feel the reality of your desire as if it is already here. And that feeling, that inner conviction, is the true cause of manifestation. Outer action has its place, but without the calm expectation of stillness, your actions often come from a place of lack rather than from the assurance of possession. When you dwell in stillness, your mind becomes clear. You are no longer reacting to every fear, rumor, or delay. You are not pulled into the frantic rhythm of the world around you. Instead, you remain rooted in the unseen reality you have chosen to believe in. From this place, the steps you take are inspired, precise, and effective. You act when the inner nudge comes, not out of panic, but out of alignment. Think of stillness as a magnetic state. When you are calm, your energy becomes steady and focused, drawing to you the exact people, circumstances, and opportunities that match your inner vision. Frantic action sends out scattered signals. Stillness sends out one clear signal. It is already mine. That signal does not have to be repeated in desperation. It is constant because you live in it. Stillness is also a form of surrender, but not in the sense of giving up. It is the surrender of control over timing and method. You stop insisting that things unfold in your limited way, and you allow life to weave them together in the most perfect way. This is why people often notice that when they finally let go, things start falling into place, because they release the resistance that frantic action creates. To master stillness is to master manifestation. It is to hold your vision so steadily within you that no delay shakes it, no doubt erodes it, and no outer circumstance convinces you otherwise. It is to know without strain that your desire is not running away from you, it is moving toward you. And in the quiet confidence of stillness, you allow it to arrive at the perfect moment in the perfect way. Assumption is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. To assume it is already yours means to occupy in mind and feeling the reality in which your desire is a present fact, not a future hope, not a distant possibility, but something complete and certain now. This is not wishful thinking. It is a deliberate choice to live from the end, to adopt the inner posture of one who has already received. When you assume, you shift your entire state of being. You no longer approach life as someone waiting for a blessing. You approach as the one who has been blessed. Your words change, your decisions change, even your energy changes. Without consciously forcing it, you begin to act in ways that are consistent with having, not with lacking. And because life is a mirror, the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your new state. Many people fail to receive what they desire because they live in constant acknowledgement of its absence. They say, "One day I will have it," or "I hope it comes soon." Such statements may sound harmless, but they keep the mind anchored in the future, never allowing the desire to crystallize in the now. The only time manifestation happens is in the present moment, because the present is where creation takes place. When you assume it is already yours, you collapse the imagined distance between you and your desire. This assumption must be more than words. It must be felt. You must sink into the feeling of possession until it becomes natural. If you desire wealth, you feel the ease, security, and abundance as though it is already part of your daily life. If you desire love, you feel the warmth, safety, and joy of being deeply cherished long before you see the person in your outer world. Feelings are the language of the unseen, and assumption speaks that language fluently. Assuming does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing the higher reality within you over the temporary appearance outside of you. The outer world is always a delayed reflection of your inner state. If you wait for the reflection to change before you believe, you will wait indefinitely. But if you believe first, if you live as though it is already done, the reflection must eventually catch up. This is why assumption feels so powerful. It removes the need to chase, plead, or doubt. You rest in a quiet certainty. You are no longer shaken by delays or appearances because you know the seed has been planted and the harvest is inevitable. You walk through life as though carrying a secret, one that fills you with confidence and peace, because you have already received in the invisible what you will soon touch in the visible. To assume is to declare, it is mine now. And once that declaration is fixed in your being, the outer world has no choice but to bend toward it. When you live in the conviction that it is already done, you stop waiting and start being. And in that shift, the unseen moves swiftly into sight. Detachment is not about losing interest in your desire or pretending you no longer care. It is about releasing the mental grip that strangles its natural arrival. When you cling too tightly, constantly questioning how it will happen and when it will appear, you introduce tension into the process. That tension creates resistance, and resistance slows everything down. Detachment is the art of allowing. It is trusting the unseen process enough to step back and let it unfold in the perfect way at the perfect time. When you are attached, you are in a state of monitoring. You check for signs, measure progress, and compare your situation to others. With every glance at the clock and every search for evidence, you send out the same silent message. It's not here yet. This repeated acknowledgement of absence keeps you locked in the very state you are trying to escape. You may not realize it, but the constant mental checking is a form of doubt, and doubt disrupts the flow of creation. Detachment begins when you understand that the how and when are not your responsibility. Your only work is to create the inner state of already having and to remain in that state with consistency. Life will arrange the details in ways you could never predict. Often, the paths that lead to your desire are invisible until you stop interfering. When you release control, you open the door for unexpected opportunities and perfect timing to appear. Things that would have been blocked if you insisted on forcing your own plan. Think of planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to check if it has sprouted. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust that the process is working beneath the soil, unseen. The same is true with your desires. Once you have planted the seed in imagination, it is growing even if you see no physical signs. Yet, pulling at it out of impatience only delays the bloom. Detachment also allows you to enjoy the present moment instead of living in a constant state of waiting. When you release the pressure of deadlines and the need for control, you become more relaxed, open, and receptive. This relaxed energy is magnetic. It draws your desire toward you far more effectively than frantic longing ever could. The more you let go, the more life has space to move on your behalf. Releasing the how means trusting that life has infinite ways of delivering your desire, many of which you cannot foresee. Releasing the when means trusting that the timing will be flawless even if it does not match your personal schedule. You may look back one day and realize that the so-called delays were in fact perfect alignments, preparing you for a better outcome than you first imagined. To detach is to rest in the confidence that it is already done. You no longer chase, you no longer beg. You simply live in the quiet joy of knowing. And in that state, your desire can arrive naturally, effortlessly, and often far sooner than you expected, because you have finally removed the resistance that was keeping it away. Faith is the invisible magnet that draws your desire from the unseen into the seen. It is not mere hope or wishful thinking. It is the deep, unshakable conviction that what you have claimed within will appear without. Faith does not beg, plead, or chase. It stands firm in quiet certainty, knowing the outcome is inevitable. This is why faith carries such power. It operates beyond force. Where force exhausts, faith attracts. When you hold unwavering belief, you radiate a steady energy that aligns perfectly with the reality you desire. You are no longer vibrating between wanting and doubting, between believing and fearing. Instead, your inner state becomes fixed, consistent, and magnetic. The outer world must eventually match it, for life always reflects the vibration you sustain most dominantly. Faith is not swayed by appearances. It knows that what you see now is temporary, and what you hold within is the true reality and formation. The power of faith lies in its ability to bypass resistance. Doubt, worry, and desperation all create friction in the process of manifestation. They scatter your focus and weaken your signal. Faith dissolves that friction. It says, I do not need proof to believe, for my belief is the proof. This is why those who truly live in faith often see results others call miraculous, not because they are lucky, but because they have aligned themselves so completely with the outcome that nothing contrary can persist. Faith also changes the way you act. When you know something is yours, you naturally make choices that align with having it. You speak differently, carry yourself differently, and move through life with a quiet assurance. You are not driven by fear of losing, because in your mind you cannot lose what is already yours. This state of being draws the right opportunities, people, and circumstances toward you, not through forceful pursuit, but through natural attraction. Many struggle with faith because they confuse it with controlling the process. They think believing means trying to make it happen through constant effort. But faith is the opposite. Faith trusts the unseen. Faith plants the seed and does not dig it up to check for growth. Faith releases the how and focuses on the knowing that it will be. It is this release, paired with unwavering conviction, that allows the unseen to arrange the perfect path for manifestation. Faith is magnetic because it carries certainty, and certainty is irresistible to life. When you fully believe, you are no longer broadcasting mixed signals. You send out one clear message. It is mine. And because you believe without contradiction, you align completely with the frequency of your desire. Life, being a perfect mirror, must return that exact state to you in form. To live in faith is to live in the end before it is visible. It is to stand in the middle of what looks like absence and feel the fullness of possession. It is to know without needing to see. And in that knowing, your desire moves toward you, not with struggle, not with strain, but as if drawn by an invisible force. Creation begins with feeling. To live the feeling now is to immerse yourself in the emotional reality of already having what you desire even before it appears in the physical world. It is the deliberate choice to embody the state you would naturally inhabit if your wish were fulfilled. This is far more than imagining or hoping. It is experiencing, in your inner world, the joy, relief, confidence, or gratitude you would feel if it were already yours. Feeling is the secret language the unseen responds to. Thoughts may wander, but feelings imprint deeply. When you live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you send a clear and consistent message to life itself. This is my reality. Your outer world, being a faithful mirror, must eventually reflect that inner state back to you. This is why some people seem to receive their desires effortlessly. It is not luck. It is that they have mastered the art of emotionally inhabiting the end result. Most people wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel good. They say, when I get the job, then I'll feel secure, or when I meet the right person, then I'll feel loved. But this is backwards. Life responds to the state you live in now, not the state you promise to enter later. If you wait to feel abundance until money arrives, you are living in lack, and lack will continue to mirror itself. If you wait to feel love until someone enters your life, you are living in loneliness, and loneliness will persist Living the feeling now means you take ownership of your emotional state and make it match the reality you want to see. If your desire is wealth, you feel the ease and freedom of financial security in this moment. You picture yourself making decisions as someone who is already abundant, and you allow that lightness to fill your days. If your desire is love, you feel cherished and secure now, carrying yourself as one who is deeply valued. The more real it feels within, the faster it must show itself without. This practice is not about pretending or forcing yourself into constant happiness. It is about intentionally visiting and dwelling in the emotional atmosphere of your fulfilled desire until it becomes your natural state. Over time, this inner reality will feel so normal that the outer manifestation is simply a natural extension of it. When you live the feeling now, you dissolve the energy of waiting. Waiting keeps your desire in the future. Living the feeling pulls it into the present. And the present is the only place creation truly happens. You stop asking when will it come, because inwardly it has already arrived. You live in a kind of inner completion, which removes the need for frantic action or desperate searching. In this state, manifestation becomes effortless because you are no longer trying to create something new. You're simply allowing the physical world to catch up to the emotional reality you already inhabit. And once it does, you will see that it didn't arrive at all. It was here all along, waiting for you to feel it first. The truth is, what you desire is not running away from you, it is moving toward you the moment you stop chasing and start embodying it. Desperation delays, stillness aligns, assumption creates, detachment frees, faith attracts, and living the feeling now seals it into reality. The outer world cannot resist a mind and heart fixed in the certainty of already having. So step out of the frantic search, rest in your inner knowing, and watch how effortlessly life delivers when you allow it to. Thank you for listening, and may you walk from this moment forward as one who already holds the life you dream of.